Muted. You're muted, sir.
Oh, yeah, indeed. So actually, my entry was quite nice, and then I actually missed it. So yeah, welcome everyone. It's actually our very first live stream on X. So as you can see, we actually have some quite things to handle. So thank you, Mitchell and Hesham, for joining me for the call. It's very nice. So as you know, you can actually watch this stream both on X, Instagram, and also on Twitch. So you will be able also to tune in on YouTube pretty much in some hours from here if you want to review it, because you actually don't have the chance to participate. We would love to get your feedbacks as well on those kind of streams, because it's kind of new for us. We actually used to do those kind of things on Discord, but we do think that it's pretty much better on Onyx right now. So yeah, thank you, Mitchell and Hesham, for joining me. The goal of this community call is to actually talk about so much things, because so much things are happening since quite some times. Our last community call was something like 1 month ago, or even earlier than that. I don't remember well, but yeah, so since phase 2 has launched, and since guys, you're actually all very, very invested into this phase 2, it's time for us to give you more details about many things you saw that changed in the couple of last few weeks about Elys, mostly about X. We do have the gold sign now, and we also have new wordings explaining a little bit more about what Elys is all about. So it's something we worked on pretty much very, very hard to make sure that people will be able to understand what Elys is and which new things we are incorporated into Elys. And I will let the mic to Mitchell to talk a little bit more about that and explain us what universal liquidity layer is.
Sure. Well, the thing is initially we were, well, it was said a lot of times, there's perp decks or, all-in-one decks. That the thing is with that is it is part of us. It's a huge part of us, and it's something that we enjoy. We are traders and we are investors, and we're community members as well. And we just saw lots of sticking points that were beyond just like the decks itself, right? And also, especially like Hesham here has a great relationship with so many projects. He's really well known and highly regarded in the space. And I think, because of that, it opened up lots of doors as far as partnerships. And with those partnerships come open doors to the tech as well. And I think, something Maxime says that I really enjoy saying, because it's really the right way to say it, is we don't want to really try to reinvent the wheel every single time, right? So we can try to do everything ourselves and say, Elys, we're the best. The truth is there's so many projects out there working their asses off, working their butts off to like do the absolute best, and they have, and they're working really good at it. And some of them are absolutely within the cosmos, and some of them are beyond, like in Arbitrum, Ethereum, and then there's Solana, of course. And so I think what it is what we're doing is saying we want to connect with everyone, and we want to open up liquidity back and forth. And so we are doing now, we were in the process of doing that. And in the midst of that, we became a universal liquidity layer, which I believe is a lot more powerful and it's a lot more inclusive. And it's just kind of really cool how it happened, because it was partnership after partnership. And as we start to talk to the teams and we start to look at the tech, and we're not going to go and try to reinvent Solana, for example, right? We should keep our eyes on what we're doing, and we can argue back and forth about IBC and the tech. But the truth is, man, there's some really cool projects out there. We need access to them. It doesn't need to be only within the Cosmos. I think part of the beauty of Cosmos is using this technology to connect outward. And I think I'll just leave it there. And I forgot to, when I first started, to say hello to everybody, because I was a little bit nervous on what the heck I was going to say. So hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us a little bit late. That was my little intro. Very, very thankful that you're here. I think we have close to 1,000 people. What is it? 700 and counting, possibly?
Almost 900 right now.
Almost 900 now. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So, so thank you. It means a lot, because we do show up. Sometimes it's just us, like say us 3 or us 10 working on something, or sometimes we're by ourselves and we're not communicating. So to have you here with us, it makes us feel really, really good, and it gives us tons of energy. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to either Max or
Yeah, I mean, we actually have to do a proper introduction, because among the different people we do see into the live right now, perhaps some of you don't know Michel, Hesham, or even myself, and it's each place we have within the Elys network team. So Michel is actually one of our co-founders and also our co-CEO. And Hesham is also one of the co-founders and the growth and BD lead at Elys. So since Mitchell did a little introduction, Hesham, I think it's your turn to do a little one.
All right. Thank you, Maxime. Thank you, Mitchell. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on this community call. This is our first time doing this on video, so bear with us if we're just kind of maybe tweaking some things as we go along for like the future episodes or future versions of this. We'll keep taking your feedback and try to make this a little bit better. I think what we'll try to do along the way is also have some screen shares. So I think we're going to plan on doing some of those today, right? So Maxime, yeah. I think you'll be handling those. So that way you'll get a little bit more interactive experience. So Mitchell summed it up pretty nicely. I mean, I think the big thing for us is to be always able to adapt to market conditions, to be able to adapt for whatever technology is out there. And that's what Elys Network is doing right now, right? So the important things for us are to not fall behind, to not become obsolete. So this idea of becoming a universal liquidity layer is all about capturing the latest in the technological advancements in Web3. We're taking advantage of chain abstraction. We're taking advantage of wallet abstraction. We're trying to make this process as forward as possible so that we could be a cutting edge platform for our users. So that's really the essence of what we're doing. So when you see these new changes that are coming with Elys Network, it's really not that we're shifting or pivoting. It's that we're capturing whatever we can from the technological space. So with that, I will pass it back to you, Maxime.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a very nice way to think about that. If you want, actually, we can actually explain you a little bit, give you a better way, very easy to understand, and how the universal liquidity layer can actually be envisioned. But you all know about different ecosystems like Ethereum, for example. Every single DEX that you have on every single L2s need to have different DEXs on each layer 2 chains. So in a way, each time you want to trade a token on each chain, you need to use Uniswap, for example, but on each chain. So it's, for example, if you have 6 chains, you do have 6 DEXs. And the point of Elys is that we will bring all those, I would say, tokens, all those ecosystems into one point, which is Elys Network. So it's the best way to envision those kind of things. Right now, one of the things that I want to talk about is about the phase 2, because we do have so many questions in the community about that. We actually ended up the phase 1 like some weeks ago. You will be able to mint your very first NFTs in the coming weeks. We are talking about with Stargaze about that. The mint will take place on Stargaze, which is also very cool because it's very Cosmos related, and we do love that because it's very easy for us to bring those NFTs into Stargaze, and even in the future, those NFTs can actually be bridged into Elys. So you will understand pretty much later on that all those NFTs are way more than simple NFTs that we actually have your, I would say, your token attached to, because those NFTs will bring you an airdrop. There is an amount of token that you don't know right now, which is entitled to each NFTs. It could be the phase 1 tier 1 or tier 2, phase 2 tier 1 or tier 2, or even the gold ones. Each one of them will actually be attached, and we will actually have some tokens attached. But other than that, those NFTs are more a representation on what you do for the community within the Elys network. So in the future, many different things will be developed around those NFTs. So the value you see actually is mostly linked to the airdrop. But in reality, I would say that it's actually more related to different things you will have in the future. I do think I have some issue with my microphone, right?
It sounds like it's kind of rubbing on something, or it's got a bad connection, possibly.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It does not like terrible, but if somebody has their sound up loud, it's not going to be
Okay.
amazing.
Actually, it's like some microphone I should have actually acquired like 5 years ago with a phone for free. So
you know, now that we're going to be streaming, what are we looking at? Like $17 or something like that.
I need that.
I think. You know what? Let me talk to the guys. I think you definitely earned it. Probably one for each room.
I will be on my Elys cap if you do that.
Right,
okay, so if it's better, guys, I hope so. I would say that those NFTs are very important, not only for the airdrop itself, but also for the place you have within the community. Those NFTs will actually play very different roles over the different stage of Elys, even during the mainnet, and you will discover that very soon. So the goal is more you actually are used to PFP NFTs or things like this, but like you can see with the Jeki NFTs, I would say that those NFTs are very valuable, and it's actually a commitment to this network. So I will let the mic to Hesham to actually also explain you a little bit more things about what actually happened in the last weeks about the chain and all the different changes we made. So because my microphone is not that good, so it's cool if I actually let the mic to someone else.
Oh, no worries. It's not that bad. It's just a little bit of static. So our engineering team has just done a phenomenal job, right? I mean, ever since we've started, we've been moving fast. We've been incorporating incredible features. You know, the feature set that we put into Elys Network is is absolutely robust. And one of the things that I'm really proud of with our team is that they'll take on any challenge, right? And they'll deliver, and they have. And you can see that in our testnet. All the different features that you've had a chance to use so far. Most of them have just been absolutely, well received by the community, with just a couple, little items of feedback here, maybe change some layout or maybe change some functionality. But for the most part, everything has really come out fantastic. So within that process, though, because we have such a feature-rich chain, and we rely very, very heavily on COSM/WASM contracts for a lot of this data that's being displayed to you, we were storing a lot of that data on chain. And initially we thought that was going to be the right way to do it, so that you would always have your ability to reference everything, by looking back at the ledger, right, and using a blockchain explorer. What we're finding, though, is it's so data intensive to store all of that information, which is not necessarily critical for your needs. It's a lot of it's just nice to have stuff. It's weighing heavy on the chain, and it's creating a major storage issue for our validators. So our validators came to us and asked us if we could lighten up the chain. So what we're actually doing is revising these COSM/WASM contracts, or actually reducing some of them, so that only the data that you need is going to be stored on chain, which is going to be like your transaction histories, some specific information for your wallets that you will need for, accounting for all of your activity that you do on the chain. But some of the other stuff that we use for the front end, or some of the other stuff that we use for queries and things like that, we can actually not necessarily have that on chain anymore. We don't necessarily need it. So we're lightening up the chain. That was one of the big things that we did. So we've drastically reduced the amount of storage on the chain, which is going to allow us to continue to keep the chain moving fast. So, we're targeting a 3-second block time, and eventually we do want to go down to 1 second or less than 1 second block time. That's going to allow us to give you the best, the ability to capture the best market pricing at the time that you execute a trade. So that's really the goal of why we're doing this. It's really about scale. We want to be able to make sure that whether it's 10,000 users, 500,000 users, 2 million users using the chain at the same time, they're not going to get weighed down by like the data that's being thrown at the chain. So our engineers continue to do an amazing job on that front, and we have a couple more changes coming. So they did a really, really great job with the way that the epics were refactored, right? So we actually came out with a whole new module called MasterChef, which is a first ever in the Cosmos ecosystem change in how rewards are distributed, which is really cool. So we are definitely pioneering that system, and I think a lot of others will probably come along and adapt or fork our code because it's so good. So proud of the engineering team. I'm proud of the designers. I'm proud of everybody who's put the work into that. And now we're going to send it off to you for your feedback and testing, and that'll be absolutely critical for us before we launch.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I mean, actually, it's one of the key important aspects of things. Most of the people actually talking about. I hope my microphone is actually a bit better. But yeah, cool. So, I mean, a lot of people talking about different testnets and you can actually envision the changes and all. And we lost Michelle. He will come back.
He'll be back.
So, yeah, in a way, I want people to really understand what a testnet is. One of the very reasons that we actually hold a testnet is mostly because we do want to test every single features we have. So part of the deal is to actually incentivize you to help us to get some feedbacks and some more information about what is working, what is not working. So it's very important. That's the reason why we do have some features that are pretty much very overloaded because your guys are actually very, very crazy about the web app. Like for the Leverage LP, when we launched the features, if I remember well, we had something like 40,000 open position within 10 minutes or something like this. So actually, it's one of the reasons why we are working on the chain to make it more efficient, like Hesham said. And it's because it's very, very healthy for all of us because we can actually envision what the chain will have to handle and how we can actually handle that. And our dev team is working day and night, absolutely day and night. And it's very, very refreshing to have such a nice team who actually can do those kind of things and develop something which is very new, like the Master Chief, which Hesham told you about. So that's very cool. That's very cool. Also, one of the reasons why, one of the things that we can actually talk about is the number of people who entered the team recently. Mostly because of that, because we do need to I will say strengthen our own team to make sure that people that your features will be live and working pretty well. So Mitchell, if you can actually give us a head up on that, that would be nice.
So I want to say that we are extremely, extremely, extremely picky and selective with our team, and we cannot hire fast. We've tried; it just won't happen for us. And it's one of these things. It's like finding great people. I mean, finding like the greatest people, excellent people. And in addition to that, those excellent people are going to be handling software and code that's going to be directly interacting with us and our finances, our families as well. So it is a very, very in-depth process, but it's really paid off to take our time, is what I can say. It's the recent hires that we've done. I was just trying to make sure that I could say it because they were kind of very, very recent, and I want to make sure I respect their privacy, right? Because they don't want to get bombarded. But I would say they're very well known in the cosmos. Two of them, the two recent ones that we hired, and I mean, they're really well known. I call one a wizard, and the two companies that they come from, I'm a fan of both, and it's a very, very nice transition for them, and it's going to be and it's been like already in the short time that they've been here, they've been able to accelerate certain parts of the development on the back end. So they've complemented our team really well. I'm extremely, extremely happy with our engineering team. I mean, I couldn't be more happy. And I'm saying this as a community member, guys. That's who I am. And I think that's why when I hopped in and I just started talking, it's because I don't really look at myself as like a CEO type. I mean, we do make those decisions, but I'm not a title person, and I just never have been. And that doesn't change now, right? So I'm Mitchell. We do make decisions that have a heavy impact, and we take them very, very seriously. But no, man, I'm super, super excited. I'm pumped. I actually have one-on-one set up with one of them today, and I've already spoken with another, and they've pretty much like hit the ground running. So these are just really, really, really great things for our future. And there are two engineers that have been tried and tested like over the last few years that can pretty much look at any part of the code, whether it be it COSM, WASM, or that chain itself, and know exactly what's going on. And that's just like a huge blessing. It's great to find that, especially right now during like the time that we first, like right before mainnet launch. Yeah, so we're very, very happy. And then next time when I talk to them to make sure that I can actually say who they are or where they came from, and they may not want me to, and that's okay too. We make sure that we vet everybody, and we do, international background checks. We make sure that they're not going to be in any lists. We're going to make sure that, there's no like lingering crimes or anything like that. But as far as them divulging exactly who they are, that's their business. We respect privacy. Absolutely. I would love to say who they are though. All right, guys, that's about it. I'm going to hand it off now.
I'll add that we are not an anonymous team, right? So you see us, you see our names and faces. Internally, we're also not anonymous, right? So like as Mitchell said, that everybody goes through a background check, we KYC everybody, and we understand and we respect like the other team's rights to use anonymity, have a background, not go out in the public light. We respect their right to do so, right? However, we believe that our ethos, our vision, our mission requires us, for our community members, for our investors, for everybody who's going to be involved in the process, to know who we are and know that we are always accountable for our actions. So I love the hat. Yes. now I feel left out. No, but that's really important to us because of the values that we started Elys Network on, right? So we're always going to be very, very thorough and meticulous about how we hire our team members. And if there's any doubt whatsoever, we don't move forward. So even if it's somebody who we think is very skilled, because we do have a lot of developers who come to us who have a pretty impressive background, but they're not anonymous. They're not willing to go through a background check. So they'll have to go work somewhere else, unfortunately. But that's okay, right? Because that's the beauty of this landscape. They can find a team that will take them, and we will find a team, or we will be a team that takes people who do actually want to have, you know, their identity like attached to Elys Network, and that's really important to us. And I just wanted to share that with you.
That's very cool. I mean, from my perspective, I actually found the best bosses I can actually find on Earth. This is very cool. I even have a hat, you see. And we will find a way to make those hats available for everyone, because we see in the comments right now so many people actually asking about that. So we will make it available. I had a talk with Mitchell about that. And
easy to get it. Very easy to get it, actually. Just need to get a tattoo of the Elys logo. I will send you one. So no, so just so you guys know, the hats, the reason why they're not like in bulk shipping right now, because we have a ton of requests, is because this is another place where I think we're very capital efficient, we're very budget conscious. I don't think any one of us on the team really grew up with much of anything, and we're pretty like much watching every penny. And so right now we've pretty much decided on where we're going to source the hats and what we're going to put on them. But it's a process, right? So you have to test it, and then you have to wear it. And I wear my I wear my Elys gear everywhere, like everywhere. This is me. So this isn't that I just get on here. Like if you see me anytime, you know, walking around doing whatever, I'm going to have either the shirt or the hat or both on. So I know when it's going to wear out, and I already know some things that we're not going to use. So, and I know materials that don't work with certain of types of mediums that they're putting on there. So they will be available. The reason why I had to like expedite one to Zigzag is because Ziegler is because, man, the dedication. And I just thought, even though this is a sample, I had a sample, right? It came in and it was badass. And I thought, you know who deserves this? Boom. And I just like, I need to send it out. So that was it. Yeah, that's about it. I would say also too, guys, real quick, back to the team thing. As slow as we are to hire, we're very quick to let people like go if we see like bad signs. Fortunately, we really haven't had to do that like too much at all. I mean, it's been like in the single-digit %. But that's also keeping us efficient too, is cutting people. And the reason why I'm saying this is because as a community member, it bugged the crap out of me when I knew that teams were hanging on to people that were not active, they were not producing, they were in a silo, they were just getting checks. It happened. There's 5 specific projects I can think of right now, and the majority of them are actually not within the Cosmos. There's a couple of them that were, but it does happen, and it happens when people are afraid of confrontation, and it happens when people don't communicate. It happens a lot, and not just in Web3. It happens everywhere. So just to let you guys know, we're not letting anybody like sitting there like milking the clock or anything like that. We don't do that. We're like production based. We're not even merit based. We are production based, and we are like, you're as good as your last work day or your last work week, right? If something's kind of weird, like after a week, like we're all over, like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? So everybody really is producing. We're all over it.
Yeah, I think it's an important point, and you can recognize both actually, which is very nice for my team. But yeah, I mean, we do have a hard stop is in actually 15 minutes. So we would love to take some question. Actually, guys, if you can actually ask those questions in the comment sections, because we don't have access anywhere else on on X right now. So it's time for your questions. We cannot bring you on stage, by the way, which is not that cool. I do confess. But yeah, ask us your questions if you want. Among the things that I can say about what's waiting for you in the coming weeks, one of the things that most of the people are waiting for since quite some times is our new roadmap. So this new roadmap will be available, I think, in the coming weeks. We are fine-tuning every single thing on it. But at least it looked pretty cool. We did so many integration that we want to bring into Elys, like Solana with Picasso, like BTC with Lorenzo, and there is more to come in the future. You will see. The goal is to actually have Elys on pretty much every single ecosystem. So stay tuned for those kind of things, because you will actually learn more things about that, about what the universal liquidity layer is, and all the new trajectory, I would say, we do have at Elys. linked to those nice ecosystems. So I see a question. Will the NFT be attached to art, like a PFP? It's actually not really a PFP. It's more like an open edition, if you know what it is. Like you will have an artwork for the tier 1, an artwork for the tier 2, an artwork for the gold one, but you will all have the same NFT. I mean, it's very, very hard to come with something like I would say 40,000 different NFTs. So we make the choices to do an open edition. Very sorry for that. Oh, the secret alpha. Okay, the secret alpha. Oh, we lost Mitchell. You see questions?
Before you get into that question, I do have one that some people have been coming to me with regarding the civil appeal. So if somebody from phase 1 whose wallet was left off, that window, is the window still open for them to appeal? And can you quickly go over the appeal process if the window is still open?
The window is not open, actually. We closed this window quite a few days ago. But if you really think that you do have an issue and you should be in the list, just hit me a DM and I will look into your case, because we don't want anyone to be left out.
All right.
It's a good question. Okay. The secret alpha. The secret alpha is more related to keep your NFTs. Keep your NFTs, because those NFTs are not only related to an airdrop. You will see there's plenty of things you will do. We are working with different partners. We do have some nice idea with Stargaze as well, and others as well. So I won't give you so much information, because I always like to keep some mystery, but keep those NFTs. Okay.
I want to answer. So the hats and the t-shirts, guys, those are going to be for sale, but also we're going to do fun stuff to get them too. Like we're going to have like little, contests, or like art, submitting your, your whatever your creative work is. I mean, there's going to be like cool stuff, right? We're going to, because we want to show up, we want to do this thing. I mean, we're excited about it too. So, I mean, it could be really anything, right? I mean, it could be whatever that thing is for the day, that somebody submitted that's Elys related, or however Elys has inspired you. I don't know how often we can do that, but we want to do that. We want to make cool shirts. We want to get samples. We want to send them out. And then we also want a place where you can go and you can buy them, right? Because that's cool. Sometimes people don't want to mess with it. They just want the damn shirt, right? And that's like my brother would say, just give me the damn shirt. What is it? You know what I mean? And okay, cool, you got it. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. I see one question about Ledger. We do know that there is an issue with actually people who use Ledger with their wallets, and the dev team have been acknowledged about that. They are working on it right now. We're very sorry about it. But yes, actually, some of the transactions you want to do are not available with the Ledger. So, but they are working on it since 2 days now. So I will check with Worry about it, and we will let you know once we made some progress on it. Okay, yeah, one other thing I want to talk about, because I think it's very important. The team will go into token 2049, so Mitchell and Hesham mostly, and it's a very cool event. I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit, Mitchell and Hesham, just explain what token 49 and 2049 is.
Yeah. I mean, I can say that I'm not going to be left alone and abandoned like he abandoned me pretty much, I think, for Brussels, and I was just left there. I was all alone. I mean, I was supposed to be in this really cool country in Europe, and I got to enjoy it with myself. And so it's nice that he's going to be there. He's going to join me this time. I'm glad he scheduled me into his itinerary. No, he is a busy guy, very, very busy guy. He stays ultra busy with Elys. He stays ultra busy building these relationships, also validating. I just have to give him shit because I missed him when I was there. Basically what it is we go and we do what we're doing now, and we just talk openly with the different founders that are there, with different investors that are there, and we get our name out there, really, and we see if there's some partnerships that want to be formed, if we can open the gateway to, say like another ecosystem or another, up and coming project within an ecosystem. As much as we don't want to just I don't want to say like we want to be like trendy, but we need to keep up with the trend and know what's happening, at least, so we know like where we need to go and stay current, I think. So I would say staying current and staying up to date on what's going on, that's super important. And making sure that we're there. Like sometimes you get lots of alpha when you go to these things, right? Sham, up like, you know, projects that are about to go live. They don't have any partnerships yet, but we know they're going to be like hot. So we get in line, now we're in the queue. There's so many things that happen when you're face to face. And then the other thing is being able to talk one-on-one with the VCs, and not like really to pitch them necessarily, which I thought is how it was going to be. But we're actually vetting them. It's different. Like we're vetting them also. And that's super, super important. We're not diving into any relationships with any VCs because we don't want to be owned like that by an entity or an investor that doesn't have any real interest or passion in the space. And that's nice, right? So these are really, really important things. Sham, I don't want to take too much time on that. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, that's spot on. I mean, the big thing for us is, you know, who's who in the Web3 world is going to be there, right? You had the CEO of Binance, you had the founders of Solana, you know, all of the big names. Essentially, you know, from the US side, like just about every Fortune 500 company, you know, that's in the tech world is going to be represented. This is a really important opportunity for us to get Elys Network in front of them, right? And that's the reason we're going. We're going to get the word out, right? Even with all the fantastic, you know, word of mouth that our community has done, and to be able to grow to about 150,000 Twitter followers, and to have just the very, very vibrant community we have, 300,000 monthly active users, over 1.1 million total wallets created, although we did have to filter a bunch of symbols out of that one. We still have to keep getting the name out. We still have to continue to drive that growth and momentum. And we can't really do that until we take it to the next level with these major players in the space, right? So we absolutely do want to get in front of the Solana Foundation, right? Especially because they're going to be such an important part of our build out, right? Having Solana, bringing Solana DeFi over to Cosmos is such an important part of our platform now that we want to have a conversation with them. We want to know how we can help them, how they can help us. Want to absolutely, you know, grow together, things like that. So the more opportunities that we have, and places like Token 2049 are the best because they are the largest. So Token 2049, if you don't know, they do it twice a year. This year was Dubai and Singapore. I believe that I don't think they rotate. I think they usually just stay in those same places. But those are your largest crypto conferences for the entire year. So everybody's going to be there. This is our chance to essentially get the Elys name out in front of very, very important people. And this is where we're going to take it to the next level. That for us is going to then translate into a better opportunity for you to see where your value opportunities are, you know, getting involved with Elys Network. So you get to make a more informed decision, and you get to make a more educated, you know, decision on whether you want to make Elys part of your portfolio or whether you want to use the Elys platform when it goes live. And that's what's important to us, is to make sure that the product is on track, that we are actually delivering something that people want. And this is a great way for us to make sure that happens.
Yeah, indeed. And I saw a very nice question that is actually pretty much for you, Hesham, because you handle all those different partnerships and communication with all the different validators. So Elys Lounge, which is a new fan-based account, actually ask us how much interest we have from Cosmos validators in validating Elys right now.
First of all, my thoughts and prayers go out to Elys Lounge for the loss of his hamster. That was very tragic. I know he was kidding about that. I know, but for anyone who has lost a pet, it's a big deal. So I don't want to joke too much about that.
Not a joking matter.
Absolutely. But he did catch me with that one, so I have to at least give him a shout out for getting me on that joke. That was pretty good. So the validators within the Cosmos Hub are pretty excited. So we have on the Cosmos Hub forums, you can actually see our draft proposal for partial set security to go on. That'll be going on Cosmos Hub governance probably within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Right now, basically everybody's a yes. Everybody who has participated in the conversation says that they will opt in. Now, we only have room for 45 validators, so it's quite possible that we'll be oversubscribed, meaning we'll have more validators that opt in to being a validator for Elys Network than we have slots for. and that's okay, right? So that's generally how these chains go anyway. Like if you're a standard standalone, layer one blockchain, you usually end up having more validators than you have room for on your active set. So that's what we hope for. But if we get less, that's okay too, because ideally, when you're a smaller chain launching with a lower TVL, you don't need the network security of that many validators. This is the whole reason why ICS version 2 was created, to have this opt-in smaller set, is because you don't necessarily need all 180 or soon to expand potentially of those validators providing billions of dollars of network security when you only need maybe, let's say, 500 million or a billion, right? So that's really the driving force behind why we have smaller validator sets now coming to ICS. Now, so let's say we only get 20 validators. That would also be ideal for us, because we generally don't want to have a lot of validators to start. We want to be able to grow. So if we had 20, if we had 30, whatever the number may be, that allows us to actually grow into a certain valuation of network security, and then we can expand this out. We can say, okay, well, let's make it 50, let's make it 60, and then we can come up with different incentive structures or something to attract more validators. What we did do, and I think we're getting really great feedback on it right now, is the incentive structure that we've proposed so far is very well received. So most validators see that there is value there. I think they're very excited about the idea that some of the incentives are paid out in USDC. I think that's a really, really big driver for them, because we've talked about this many times before on our different spaces and our community calls. If you pay somebody a reward in a certain token, they're very likely to go sell that token very quickly, right? They just want to cash it out. Some of them will hold it, but a lot of people will just cash it out because they need to pay for their operations, etc. If we give them USDC, they're not putting sell pressure on the tokens you just distribute, right? You're not at risk of somebody going in and just dumping, running off and saying, okay, well, I got what I needed, I'm out here. This USDC is exactly the type of thing that creates loyalty, right? It creates the long-term mindset, which is I can stay here with Elys Network and I can continue to get USDC every month. And that is more important to me than just getting a one-time drop of Elys tokens. Right? That's the key. That's what we're looking for. Sustainability, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, your entire lifetime. This is what we're trying to build. So it's the reason why we reward USDC, alongside Elys inflation as a bootstrapping mechanism. But the USDC side of it is to make sure that they're with us for the long term. So again, to wrap it up, the validators are pretty excited. We are looking like we're going to have quite a bit of interest. We think we'll fill all 45 slots. And if not, even something as low as 20 is great for us. So we're looking forward to that continued participation.
Very, very cool. Thank you, Hesham. So I think it's time for us to say goodbye. But before that, I want to share something with you guys. If you want to add, you can actually do something very special, and I will let you see. This is the kind of things that will actually get you a hat.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is also, he asked me for a hat several months ago. So I told him, so this is not just the art, but it was like he asked me several months ago before everybody else, and then it's the tattoo, and I'm like, dude, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
but that's
it's what we call real commitment. So on that one one last experience, we will actually let you go, guys, and thank you for participating to this community call with us. It was nice. I hope you actually enjoyed that quite a lot. Let us know, and don't forget to ping Zigzag on Discord to talk about his own tattoo. And thank you again, and bye, guys.
See everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
We appreciate you.
Cheers.
Take care.